Hi, my name is Andy Melner and I am the band director at Paintsville Independent Schools in Paintsville, Kentucky. And if you would like to find out more about our band program, you can visit us at myspace.com/PaintsvilleBand. And we're going to be doing lesson 10 today out of this book, Master Theory by Charles S. Peters and Paul Yoder. And lesson 10 is a review of exercises 7 through 9. The previous lessons have focused on what a measure is, bar lines, time signatures, and note values. And I just want to kind of review each one. A measure is created when you take a staff, and hopefully you can see this, but when you take a staff and you draw a bar line, so these are bar lines, and when you have two bar lines surrounding it, that creates a measure. All right, now a time signature is what tells us, it tells us two things. It tells us how many beats are in a measure. So I'm just going to put an example time signature over here. This is our example time signature. Remember, these numbers could be different. And this one, this number tells us how many, and I'm not going to write everything down, but how many beats per measure. And this tells us what note gets the beat. And then we learned about note values. And the ones that they've hit home are the whole note, and it gets 4 beats, and the half note, and it gets 2 beats, and then you've got the quarter note, and it gets 1 beat. We're going to start with number 1, and it says write the beats under each note in exercise 1 and 2. And then we get here to the quarter note. So as we begin, remember that we have 4 beats in each measure. So this gets 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then as we go along, this takes up 1 and counts 2. But then we have to make this 3 and 4. But the only difference is we have to put a dash in, because anything longer than a beat does require a dash. Okay? Then we get over here and do the same thing for the quarter notes. And then when we get to the whole note, remember what we did. Then it also says count aloud as you tap your foot for each beat. Now we're in 3/4, so we're only going to have 3 beats per measure. We won't need a 4. It'll only be a 3. So we get up to here and we go 1 and 2, connect them with a dash because there's 2 beats in that with that half note, and then the quarter note equals beat 3. Then we move on. 1 and 2, 3. And then this gets 1, that gets 2, that gets 3. And then 1, 2, and 3. Alright? Then number 3 says draw in the missing bar lines in examples 3 and 4. Then write the beats. Count, tap, and sing. Alright, so we're going to draw in the missing bar lines. We know that this is 4 beats per measure, so we have to, our measures have to equal 4 beats. There's 2 of them, 3 and 4. Put a bar line there. There's 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then that whole note equals 4 beats. And now we're going to write the beats. And this gets 2 with a dash, and then 3 and 4. And then this takes up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have to do the same thing here, only we connect them all with a dash, because it is longer than a beat. And then I'm going to allow you to count, tap, and sing if you want. Alright, and then 2, 4. We have to do the same thing here. These measures will only have 2 beats in them. So there's 1 and 2. This, of course, takes 2. 1 and 2. And then 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. 1, 2. 1 and 2. Okay, and that one. Notice we didn't have any whole notes, and the reason why is because they simply would not fit inside of a 2/4 bar. You can't fit a whole note in a 2/4 bar because it's 4 beats and it's too big. So we're going to go in and write the beats. 1, 2, 1 dash 2, 1, 2, 1 dash 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 dash 2, 1 dash 2. Alright, now number 5. Place the correct time signature in exercise 5 and 6. Then write the beats, count, tap, and sing. Alright, so in order to place the correct time signature, we have to know how many notes are in here actually. So we go and we count 1, 2, so there's 2 beats, and then there's 3. So it would be like 3. I'm thinking it's 3, but let's check another one to make sure. There's 1, 2, so that's 2 beats right there, and then that's 3. So we are definitely in 3/4. Alright, so we've placed the correct time signature in the measure, and now we have to write the beats in. So this gets 2 beats with a dash, and then this gets a separate beat by itself, number 3. And then we do the same exact thing over here. Gets 3, and then this is 1, and then 2 dash 3. Alright, so moving on, we do the same thing in this measure as well. We need to find out the time signature, so we have to count the beats that are in the measure. There's 1 and 2, and then this makes up 3 and 4 because a half note gets 2 beats. So there's 4 beats there, and now by knowing that, we can go in and write the beats. 1, 2, 3 dash 4. And as I'm going through here, try to catch a glimpse of them and see if you can figure it out as I'm going through. Here's 1, and then this is going to require 2 dash 3, and then 4. And then here we have 1 dash 2, 3 dash 4. Alright, and now it says using quarter notes, half notes, or whole notes, fill in each measure in example 7 and 8, and then write the beats and count the time. Alright, so we're in 2/4. Remember, in 2/4 we cannot use a whole note, and the reason why, because it's too big. It equals 4 beats, and you cannot fit it in a 2/4 bar. So we have to the only things that we can use are this and this. So I'm going to just write them anywhere I want to. There's some quarter notes. It's a half note. You cannot put a quarter note and then another half note. And why? Because you'd be putting in too many beats in one measure. You're creating music. You're writing music just like that. You know, you may not know how to play it, but you are writing it. Okay? And then number 8, we're in 4/4 now. And the bass clef means nothing to me. I mean, it means nothing to me right now because we're just strictly dealing with time. And we're going to, I mean, now I can use whole notes. If I wanted to, I could fill in all of this with whole notes, but I'm not going to be that lazy. If you use if you use a whole note, remember you can't fill it in with anything else. If I put a whole note here, I can't put a quarter note or a half note in there because it's way too big. And I'll just put another whole note. Now again, I have to go back and write the beats, so I can do that really, really fast. 1, 2, 1 dash 2. 1 dash 2, 1 dash 2. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I never went above 2 because remember we're in 2/4. And then 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to connect them all with dashes. Alright, we're about finished, and there's nothing more to memorize for this lesson. I think that's enough for anybody. Alright, you all, I'll be shooting some more of these videos, and if you would, go ahead and subscribe and keep up to date on these videos. I do appreciate you all watching them. Thanks.